Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome to this webinar. My name is Phil Oldfield, and I'm a client services consultant at Macro4.
Hi, my name's Sam Dix. I'm also a client service consultant at Macro4. For those of you that are new to Macro4, we've been going since 1968 and are part of the Unicom Global group of companies. Macro4 provides document management solutions, of which a legacy application decommissioning is one of the solutions. We also provide mainframe and mid-range systems management solutions.
Now, this is the first in a series of 3 webinars discussing how to effectively deal with data held in legacy applications. The main problem of managing data in legacy applications is that you need to keep the data in case it's needed in future. But that means keeping the old legacy application alive, or does it? So today we're going to look at the issue of compliance and the business risk associated with having data stored in legacy systems. And we'll be covering data security and increasing business efficiency and saving time and money in future sessions. Maybe you're implementing a completely new application, but you need to keep the old legacy application alive in case the underlying data is needed in the future. You can class legacy applications as those which are no longer updated, so the data is static, but may still be needed for compliance, operational, legal, or customer service reasons.
Thanks, Phil. So this quote I'm going to show you in a moment is from Gartner, and it's very interesting and shows one of the issues with holding on to static legacy applications. You'll need to spend more on modernizing the legacy application than you will on new technology. And that's what it's saying there. Every dollar invested in digital business innovation through to the end of 2020 will require enterprises to spend at least 3 times that to continuously modernize the legacy application portfolio. So if these are static applications, is that a good way to spend the money? There are many things to consider when thinking about compliance and the business risk associated with managing data properly, particularly if data is held in legacy applications. You may be talking about some of these things in your business. That we can't enforce our data retention policies. For example, there's no way to automate the regular or even ad hoc destruction of data in order to meet statutory obligations. We need to bring all historical information together in one place so we can manage it better. And I don't know that we can fix this app if it goes wrong. Have the people who've written the application left our company? What happens if we're reliant on these scarce legacy IT skills? Hardware and software obsolescence. What if it doesn't work on the next operating system? Firefighting. Older apps, are a distraction from innovating and moving forwards. There are support issues, requests for the data. It's a clear business risk. In summary, there are many reasons to get rid of these problem legacy applications while providing business continuity by maintaining access to the data. That's where we come in.
As mentioned in the previous item around regulatory compliance, if you have applications that don't allow for the granular management and control of the data within them, then your business could be at risk. The GDPR has now made it a requirement that these features are part of your applications and the processes they support. So let's talk about your IT landscape. Now, you may have IT applications about which you know very little. You need to ensure these applications meet current regulatory requirements around data privacy. Older applications may not even support modern security standards. For example, users' credentials could be stored in clear text.
Business critical data in an application that's no longer fit for purpose? Well, there are a host of requirements around data privacy and management, and it's critical that your applications are up to the challenge. You may need to provide role-based access within the legacy application. Can you do that?
What if you have data held in applications that may not meet current regulatory requirements? Regulations such as the GDPR enforce data privacy control and management. Your staff, customers, and business contacts need to know the data you hold about them is secure and access levels to their data is tightly controlled.
And a legacy application may one day just stop working altogether, and you'll lose access to valuable data. Can your business afford to take that risk? Safeguarding your data whilst keeping it easily accessible will support your regulatory obligations and help maintain business continuity. I'd now like to take some time just tell you about how we helped National Grid. National Grid had 12 regional mainframes which stored mine data in different formats. And the information enabled National Grid to know where pipes had been laid, what types of pipes there were, and when they were last maintained. This was very important that when the area containing the pipes needed to be worked on, for example, a new housing development. Well, I'm going to build a house here. Is there a pipe already in the way? The Macro4 solution enabled National Grid to find a rapid solution to their legacy data challenge, giving fast access to the pipework history data that I mentioned a moment ago. But at the same time, they needed to avoid the high costs and lengthy timescales of migrating large volumes of data to the new systems. But also they needed to fully comply with the industry regulations around data retention and quality standards monitored by Ofgem. And as the customer said after the project had been delivered, the information was originally stored in very different formats on 12 separately run mainframes. We wanted to avoid the resource and technical burdens of complex data migration. We looked at various alternatives, but the Columbus solution was the most cost-effective and gives us virtually instant on-screen access. That's what he was saying. Just to finish on this point, of course, applications don't need to be on a mainframe to be considered for decommissioning. We can decommission applications from any platform. The most important point is around the business and regulatory access to the data the application uses.
So how do you tackle the challenges? Well, start by identifying those applications that are no longer updated with live data and could put your business at risk.
The easier ones to identify and start with could be duplicate applications, for example, multiple instances of the same application for organic growth, or overlapping applications where they handle the same business function, but maybe you've got them from mergers and acquisitions. And finally, any non-essential applications.
Consider the data.
Yeah, Phil, decide whether the data should be migrated, deleted, or archived. Determine how the data is being used elsewhere in the business and if the data needs to be accessed by other applications within your organization. Make the business case to move your data to a secure application or repository where
you can impose the necessary access levels. Business users can easily access the data they need and in the format that makes most sense for them. You can ensure your data will conform to all regulatory compliance requirements. You're no longer reliant on scarce IT skills to support and maintain the old application, so whether that's hardware or software skills. And also, you know what the current application costs are around maintenance, infrastructure, staffing, etc., that sort of thing.
So how can we help? Well, we help through the use of our Columbus solution. Macro4's legacy application decommissioning solution is based upon Columbus, and it's a modern solution with a successful pedigree, and it's here for the long term. And our ongoing development and roadmap of the development itself makes it a safe choice for today and into the future. Once you've moved your data into Columbus, you won't need to move it again. Our solution includes processes which we've developed over a number of years. We can move data from multiple applications into a single secure repository. Columbus keeps your data accessible to support modern business processes, allowing necessary security levels to be met, thereby helping you meet data compliance and reduce business risk. All in all, it enables you to retire legacy applications.
Now we have had a couple of questions that have come in through the chat function, so I'm just going to read the first one of these, and this is a question that's come in from Emma, who's mentioned. She mentioned that you can. We've mentioned that we can decommission an application from any platform, and can we expand on that? For example, what about an AIX system that's been written internally? Now, Sam, can you handle that one for us?
Yeah, thanks, Phil, for passing that one on. Interestingly, I had this discussion with a customer recently because they were running an older AIX system and they wanted to know whether we could handle it. The simple answer, Emma, is yes. Whilst we may not, we don't know your application or even the database layout, we do, however, have great expertise on the platform and the database technology, so we can work with that. And we mentioned we've done this a number of times, so we have experience of dealing with bespoke applications. Thanks for the question, Emma. Another question that's coming from Luke here. What is it the Macro 4 offer? Is it just the software? So Phil, you dealt with a customer recently with this sort of question, didn't you? They weren't sure on what we were offering. Did they have to take the software? What is it that we offer?
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Yeah, I will take this one. So just to clarify, I suppose the solution does include the software, of course, but also our professional services. So that's Macro 4 professional services in combination. And just to point out that our professional services team do have a great deal of experience in decommissioning applications from a wide variety of platforms, as we already mentioned there.
Great, thanks, Phil. Okay, well, let's move on. I can't see any other questions at this stage. Let's move on then, Phil.
Okay, Sam, I think we're just going to provide a quick summary on the next slide there.
Yeah, good shout. Thank you. So in summary, identify the applications that may put your business at risk. Consider how the business uses that data, and then make the business case to move your data to a secure solution.
Okay, so finally, watch out for information about the next two webinars in the series, which is data security and increasing business efficiency, and we'll send a link out to register for those in the future. So thanks very much. And just remains for me to say thank you for attending, and it's goodbye from me.
And it's certainly goodbye from me as well. Thank you.